Hello, Meg here from I Teach Stamping, and welcome to the Friday Flip. So the Friday Flip is where we take one project idea and we flip it into something completely different, keeping what we love and changing what we need to. So let's go ahead and dive into this one. This one I love. I love the simplicity of this card, but I love the layout of it as well. And I need to make a sympathy card, unfortunately. So I wanted to make a card that I could also duplicate for other things. So you can change out the sentiment and have it be whatever you want. Just like with this, you can flip it on your own. So let's go ahead and start. Normally we would start with our stamping, but we're going to need these pieces already punched ahead of time for us when we go to do our stamping. So I'm going to use the Ornate Tag Topper Punch on a strip of vanilla. And this vanilla is going to be started at 3.5 inches by 2 inches. Then we're going to take a piece of Lost Lagoon cardstock. And this one's going to be 1 3/4 inches by 5.5. Now this triple banner punch is designed to be for 1 inch, 1.5 inches, and 2 inches. But I am using a 1 3/4. So you just want to line it up in the middle and punch. So you can get more shapes or more width out of it than just the recommended sizes. So we're going to get rid of all of our punch poop, as I call it. Move that out of the way. And we're completely done with those punches. So now let's go ahead and bring in our things that we want to stamp. So let's start with our sentiment. I'm going to be using from the Thoughts and Prayers stamp set, the one that says Praying for Friends. So I'm going to do that in some crumb cake ink. Let me move this out of the way. He does not need to be in here right now. I'm going to be using crumb cake ink on this little tag, and I just want to make sure it's all nice and straight. I'm going to use my Stamp-A-Majig to help me get that perfect placement. Right? Then I'm going to turn to the Flower Shop and Pansy Punch combo. So I'm just going to bring in an extra piece of vanilla cardstock. I'm going to use this little flower right here, and I'm going to start with Blushing Bride ink. That good and stamped. Bring in my stamp and scrub and wash it and dry it. I'd already sprayed it ahead of time. Then I'm going to bring in the Lost Lagoon ink. So you always want to clean your stamps in between, using them with different ink pad colors. And that's going to give me that. Alright, then you're going to use the Pansy Punch, this one right here, and punch those both out. Just for the sake of time, I did that ahead of time. Believe it or not, we're ready to do one more thing of stamping, and then we're ready to do our assembly. So I'm going to bring the crumb cake ink back in. I don't know why I didn't do this before. This is a piece of crumb cake. It's going to be 4 inches by 5.25 inches. I'm going to be using from the You've Got This stamp set, this fabulous background grid thingy. I'm sure that is its technical name. I'm going to stamp this a little bit more to the left, not necessarily in the center. It's just going to add some texture to our card, because I'm not using the Big Shot, I'm not using any embossing folders. It's just going to help add a little depth to it. Alright, so once that's good and stamped, that's going to give us that fun, funky texture. I love it. And now we're ready to do our assembly. So let's go ahead and work from the inside out. I'm going to bring in a piece of vanilla that's going to be 4 inches by 5.25 inches, and our card base, which is Blushing Bride 4.25 by 11 inches, scored at 5.5. We're going to get that nice and layered to the inside. And we're going to go ahead and bring in our little banner. I prefer to do this at this point right now, before it's attached to the card, because I can get it all the way to the top of this crumb cake. And see, then that little pennant just goes straight to the bottom. You can make it shorter if you want. You can do whatever you want. This is, when you make it, you can make it however you want. Alright, so we're going to get this nice and hopefully centered this time. That's the goal. Okay, so we have that. Now we're ready to bring in our little tag and get some adhesive on that. And then let's bring in our flowers. So we're going to start with the Blushing Bride one. And then I'm doing a dimensional on this one. Oops. Covered up part of my words. There we go. Then we've got one more thing to finish it off. This is the new crumb cake satin ribbon from Stampin' Up. Look how luxurious that is. I mean, it's just, it's beautiful. I love it. I absolutely love it. We're going to bring in the 10-second bow maker. We're going to do a double loop bow. When you buy the 10-second bow maker, you get access to all the videos that walk you through exactly how to make these cool bows. I wanted my tail a little bit longer. That's why I scooted it over. And pull straight out to the side. Get that nice and tight. Bring in our ribbon scissors. And this is a tip that I share in my newsletters when you sign up for that. It's a series you get when you first sign up. It teaches you little tips like putting ribbon on the ribbon scissors so that you know not to use them for anything else. So if you're not on my mailing list, head on over to iteachstamping.com and get signed up right away. That way you get access to those tips and many, many more. All right, let's grab our mini glue dots. We're just going to take that and we're going to put it on our tag like so. And just like that, our card is complete. So we've got a beautiful Sympathy card. We've got that great little accent in the background, and you can cover the whole card with that if you want. I just liked having the little bit of it. And I left plenty of room to write because I tend to write a lot in Sympathy cards. So let's go ahead and bring in our inspiration card. Here's what it started as, and I love this card. I love the brightness of this, but I love the whole template, how you can change it and make it your own and turn it into a Sympathy card. Thank you so much for watching this week's Friday Flip. If you like the Friday Flip, please be sure to like it below and also be sure to share it with your friends. Then, like I said, head on over to iteachstamping.com. Make sure you're signed up for that mailing list I was talking about earlier. Thanks for watching. Again, I'm Meg from I Teach Stamping, and have a great day.